Hello, my name is Kitten Tips, and these aren't real. Well, of course I'm referring to my, extremely unattractive and ridiculous, ironic glasses, not my rather non-existent tips that I don't even think you could get fake tips this small, really. Unless perhaps your check bounced and they had devised some sort of remotely deflatable implants, which honestly, I think that is a pretty brilliant idea. You didn't pay? Bam! There goes your liposuction, honey. Except, in your adipose, whatnot. Liquid droplets in cells and all that bullshit I forgot from biology. Oops, I love biology. Please accept me. I love you. Let's get married. Please, I will have your children if I just get to go to a good school. Anyway, today I'm going to teach you math. Apparently there's some way to remember the correct order of operations, which is PEMDAS, which, in my opinion, sounds like some sort of strange birth control. Take PEMDAS if you'd like to have 0 periods a year and have a stroke before you're 30. I take PEMDAS, and now I can't move the left side of my body, but I'm also not pregnant. Anyway. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, which, it's not hard to remember. I know how to math. I really do. And then they talk about factors, how, 2 is a factor of 4 and 4 is a multiple of 2. That's easy. How 1 is not prime, 2 is the only even prime. They don't actually talk about Sophie Germain primes, and I happen to love Sophie Germain primes so much that I've built my life around them to the extent that it's probably indicative of some form of mental illness. But enough about my possible but indeterminate problems. Let's talk about number properties. An even plus an even is an even, and an even times an even is an even. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. It's math. And they talk about exponents. Really, all of this stuff is easy. I don't understand how anyone could not know this. Oh, but then we get to the 45, 45, 90 triangles, which, honestly, I hardly remember from 8th grade geometry a billion years ago. No, it was only maybe 4 or 5 years ago that I learned this stuff. Jesus Christ, 4 or 5 years ago? I'm sorry, I'm having a midlife crisis. Just give me a second. Okay, so it's the 45, 45, 90s that have the x square root of 2 ones. And then it's the 60, 30, 90s, or 30, 60, 90s. Depending on which way you want to dice that have the 2x and the x square root of 3. I hate assholes who say radical 3. I'll radical your 3. We say square root of 3 because we're not pretentious. I say square root of 3 because I'm not pretentious. Be right back. Gonna go to Starbucks, listen to indie music, and smoke some hand-rolled cigarettes. So anyway, now that I've indulged in my various addictions, which are very hip and show how much of a deep and enlightened individual I am and how incredibly intelligent I am, and the way I do this just makes you want to fuck me until I stop talking about the independent art scene. Anyway, now that I'm learning how to math, I can tell you all about circles, which circles are not hard. I don't know why they want you to know about circles. I don't see how any of this is going to help me in the real world. Feels good. Oh my god, speaking of which, no, I'm gonna put that in a different video, because I need to be right in the front doing my freaky wrist thing. Ratios, inverse and direct variation. I remember this from college algebra. So yeah, nothing hard in the math either. So I'm thinking that there's probably going to be some, exceptionally hard problems, long-winded sentences, and some really, really freaky geometry shit. That's where I'm going to have the most trouble when I take my SAT. And the writing. I don't really want to write because I can't write anything that isn't about, that isn't demeaning and offensive to someone. I'm not a fucking artist.